let me pick up where I last left off. I think I remember I mentioned I was gonna put like like a Phys bones on it, and put it on quest and everything. So let's get started on that. So we got this cool looking character. We're just gonna go over to the hierarchy, go to the arbiter, the root pelvis. You're basically just gonna open up the thing until you find a bunch of stuff. So for example, I see this bone and I don't know what it does. Let's see. A whole lot of nothing. So what I'm gonna do to it is delete it. We don't need it. The second skirt. Okay, so it looks like these work in tandem. So I'm gonna add a an empty. I'm gonna call this is yeah is. I'm gonna drag it up to the top here. I'm gonna drag both of these. I'm actually gonna open these up because this is like the driver for it. So I'm gonna grab the bones directly underneath that and just drag it to Phys. So then you've got these driver bones that do nothing. So we can delete these. They also might say something like master or base or whatever. So we're gonna put Phys bone. Pretty crazy. Boom. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna just have them visible. And we're gonna start going into play mode and messing around with these values. So I could just do stuff like throw it to 1. And if I move the character around, you'll see it doesn't move cool. So basically what you can do is you can just mess around with its values. So I want it to be springier, which is like when it like sways back and forth. So I'm gonna set it to something crazy like 0.8. So now, see that? And then maybe I want the gravity not be 0.1. Actually, you know what? Maybe it can be 1. Maybe more like 0.75. But if the gravity fall off, I'm gonna set to like point something. But basically, the gravity fall off tells you like how much it's actually influenced or something. Something. And for the pull, let's actually look at that again. It moves way too easy for it. I want that to be lower. So let's set to like 0.15. See, we're getting somewhere. I'm liking that, but I feel like it moves too easy. Kind of like if I move slightly, it immediately starts moving with it. I want it to kind of have a little bit of sway. So I can actually turn the immobile up. So let's try like 0.5 to begin with. Maybe a little higher. Maybe just slightly. Maybe like 0.7. Maybe it was actually good at 0.5. I'll leave it at 0.5. Now we've got limits. There's angle, hinge, and polar, which is like an in-between of the two. I'm gonna go with angle on this one. So angle basically is just like a cone, and you can just limit however much the cone is set. So let's see how much it actually moves around. So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna move it down. I'm gonna make it not as much. Let's try 25. More like 15. I don't like that a lot. See, I've already not liked how it's like moving. It's too movie. So I'm actually gonna up the immobile actually back to 0.7. See how it moves now. Maybe up the maybe I should actually set it to hinge. The difference between angle and hinge is if I go up close and look at it, you see it's a cone, so it's the same angle all the way around. But if I set it to hinge, I actually can have not hinge, polar, my bad. I can have more control over which directions it can move in compared to other ones. So like this one, definitely probably going to be like 15. And this one can probably be like 25. Actually, you know what? I think 35 works. So I want it to move more back and forth than left and right. So if I move it like this, let me up the mobile to like 0.8. I'm really wanting it to like take a good bit to actually move it. Perfect. All right, so I actually noticed something pretty bad that I didn't notice before. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna then go to collision, and set it to like 0.0001. I see that's too small for my taste. I want it to be a little larger. Let's try let's try 2. That's too small. Let's try 3. I feel like that's a little too small still. Let's try 4. That's something I'm liking. So honestly, the size can really just be however much you feel it to be, but I wanted it to kind of like match the total width of this. So I think it's pretty good. Now, colliders. I'm I'm not gonna give it one. So colliders is basically just like you add a collider to like a bone or something, and the fizz bone will collide with it if it exists. So if I put like a collider on the thigh bone, for example, and the fizz bone were to hit the thigh, rather than passing straight through it, it would collide with it and move around it. But I'm not gonna do that because I don't want it, and I don't feel like it. Squish and stretch. I don't mess with these. Uh, because I don't know. Grab and pose. Do you want people to grab it? If so, true. Do you want people to be able to pose it? If so, yeah. Grab movement, snap to hit, yeah. Anyways, so now that I've gotten all of these settings exactly how I want it to be, I'm going to click these 3 dots up at the top of the VRC Fizzbone script. I'm going to hit copy component. Then I'm going to get out of play mode. And then all of those settings, gone. And then we're going to go back and click it and then paste component values. Boom. That's exactly how I want it. And I noticed something very crucial that I messed up. If you look at this character, you know what I forgot to do in the last tutorial? I forgot to give it. Oh my god, I can't believe I let this pass me. This is the viewpoint. You don't want this floating outside your character. You want it to be at where your eyeballs are. So I should have done this from like the start to be like, all right, inside the eye we go. So if I like go to the side, let me just that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, boom. Now that I've done that, I can hit return because I can't believe I let that mistake slip by.